Hello and welcome to day 146. Ooh, I took a nap earlier today and I haven't even looked at my face before I came on live. So here we are. Here we are. Let me get a filter on here. Actually, no. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, okay. Day 146. My name is Jessica Lozano. I'm a women's relationship, a sacred union mentor, and feminine embodiment coach. And I'm here to guide women to have extraordinary love lives with the love of their lives. This is actually really bothering me. Just going to do a filter. Okay, good. So I help women have extraordinary love lives. And what I'm going to teach with you today is going to be a little bit more of an advanced concept, well, more in the sexual polarity, because a lot of women that I work with are women who have to activate their authentic truth and who they are as a woman and what they truly desire and be unapologetic about that. And at times it doesn't land in this area of trusting his lead yet. Or at least I help them distinguish how to know when to trust a man's lead. And you have to trust yourself in your own, I guess that's a better way of explaining this. In order to trust a man's lead, first of all, you have to have already be in this space where you can trust this man. If you do not trust him as it is, if he's not giving you evidence and reason to trust him as it is, then this kind of concept is going to be a little bit difficult. But this is really great in the sense of for women who are with a really awesome man and you're having a power struggle with him. So when Ron and I decided to move to Florida, I came first. And I came first and we decided that in June or July of 2023 that he was going to move down. So basically 6 months after I moved down, that he was going to move down. I'm really excited. I'm having a great time with my family, all the things. I'm loving the warm weather. And I'm really wanting him to, I'm really anticipating June and July because then my boo is going to be here and I'm going to have everything I love in one place, Florida. June, July comes and I've noticed it's not happening. It's not happening. I don't see any movement. I don't see anything taking place that this is going to happen. And of course, June, July passes by and he's not here. So at first I was really upset about this. And I'd started to complain to some close friends and family of mine, which is the worst thing to do. And then I started to judge him for not wanting to come down. So I was starting to build up this resentment. 333. I started to build up this resentment, this lack of love, right? And I would try to coax him into coming down and just be like, come on, just come here. Just do it. It's going to be fine. And, you'll just figure it out when you get here. Sometimes you just got to move and the universe shows you. And he was not budging with that. He was not aligned with that. And I was just getting kind of upset about it. It didn't show him that I was getting upset about it, but probably in the energy and the texture of my energy, he could probably tell. So one day I sat down in meditation. It was about being present with your lover. And I was bringing him into my forefront. It's about being present and seeing him for all of who he is. As I started seeing Ron and all of who he is, the truth of who he is was revealed, which is he has never let me down. He has always risen to the occasion, right? So as soon as I felt that, my heart swelled, my shoulders relaxed, and I started to see okay, the actual reason, if I really look at the truth, the reason why he doesn't move down, I've really listened to the words he's actually telling me, not creating this whole fantasy in my mind. he has not found a job that he wants because he wants to provide for us, and he doesn't want to put us in a position where we're financially stressed. And when I felt that, I was like, wow, he really wants to fulfill this providership role. Like, he really wants to do that. He's not going to put himself in a position that's going to create unnecessary stress. When I realized that, I started to repeat to myself, like, you can trust his leadership. You can trust his leadership. You can trust his leadership. And immediately my little girl started saying, but no, but like, what if he doesn't do it? He's not going to do it. Like, he's not going to come. He's not going to fulfill your desires. Like, you want him to be here. He's not going to come, right? She starts freaking out, and I had to calm my inner child down and let her know, it's like, little Jess, it's safe to trust him. It's safe to trust him. And it was this really beautiful moment of seeing and acknowledging Ron for who he is, and letting my own preference step aside, my own spoiled princess bratty self to the side, and know that he is leading and he is going to do what he said he was going to do. And I immediately shared this with him because I share with Ron all my revelations, right? And I could immediately feel the shift in my energy towards him. Like, I immediately felt like, oh my God, like, so in love, so feminine and so soft. And I was like, oh my God, if he was here right now, I would jump his cock right away, right? So a few months later, he does something for himself that he's never done before, which is invest in his own personal growth, which wasn't even a lot of money. It was $250, but to him it was such a big deal. To him it would have been like, it would have matched up to $2,500, right? That's what it felt like to him. But to me, I was like, oh my God, $250, that's nothing. That's what I spent on one masterclass, not on a full-blown program, right? But that was huge. That was part of his king making, and the rising to his king between him and God, to do and to face his fears of leaving what is known. So he had to invest in himself, which created the radical shift that he needed within him, and through creating a new identity, or through a new self, right? He later landed a job while he came here to visit me. He was able to get an in-person interview while he was here, like, which wasn't planned. It just happened. This is how synchronistic this was, for the type of job that he wanted, for the pay that he wanted, which was identical to what he was getting paid in Jersey, which is unheard of down here. They pay a lot less. And he moved by the end of the year, and then 6 months later, here we are in this beautiful new home that we just bought. If I would not have trusted his leadership, right? If I would have, number one, chosen a man that I did not trust, I would not have been able to relax into him. Number two, if I would have allowed my inner child to take over and continue to try to force him to move, we would have fought. I probably would have delayed the thing, or he would have taken a job that he didn't want. Then I would have created unnecessary stress upon us. Do you get what I'm saying? It would have been my own doing for doing that. And if he would have listened, we would have created a mother-parent dynamic where now I'm mothering him and getting in the way of him making his own sovereign decisions and getting in the way of his own king making. Do you get what I'm saying? So in this process of trusting his leadership, despite your preference, you have to be able to discern and to know when to let go of your own ego needs for the greater good of your relationship, and knowing that it's egoic needs. It's not necessarily something right now. If things would have been a little bit different, if a year would have gone by and I noticed he wasn't making any changes, then of course then I would have to start thinking, I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Have deeper conversations and see what's happening, right? But he was actively doing it. He was telling me what the things that he was doing. There just wasn't any budging because he hadn't done the things that he needed to do for himself. For himself. I just needed to be in my own feminine desire and letting him know how much I wanted him to be here. And perhaps even sharing that breakthrough helped him to realize, wow, my woman is really trusting in me. She's really trusting in my leadership, and she has faith in me that I'm going to do it, that I'm going to find it, right? I inspire his masculinity through my pure love and faith in who he is as a man. Letting go of the spoiled brat energy and saying, I trust you. I have faith in you. And that erects him to continue to be the man for you and continue to like, okay, all right, she really is like so deeply trusting in me. I have to fulfill this. Like it creates an inspiration, like a pressure, but a good pressure, like a good challenge to him. But it comes from my own pureness. It doesn't come from me forcing him to become a king and to take lead. It comes from me like utterly believing in him. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's what I have to say today. I'm a little brain fogged today, but it's okay. But if this is something that you desire in your relationship, I have a few ways that you can work with me. Number one, if you're in union right now, if you're in relationship and you want to really change the polarity in your relationship where you are able to inspire his masculinity, you're able to inspire him to be a man for you, and not through your criticism, not through your demanding energy, not through your judgments, but from this pure feminine woman of who you are. Extraordinary Lovers for you. It's a one-on-one intensive where we hop on a 175-minute awaken love and intimacy call. We're going to tackle 1 to 2 things that you specifically want to work on, that you're having specific struggles in your relationship that you want to overcome. So we'll have 75 minutes of a beautiful, beautiful intimate call. And then 4 weeks of Telegram coaching where we get to integrate everything that we've talked about. And as you're taking action in your life, I get to continue to be there for you, coach you, mentor you as you're moving along and as you're probably finding maybe other sticky points between you and your man. I also do something called Extraordinary Couples. So if you want to hop on a call with your lover, and we do a 1-month intensive with this as well. We'll do a 1 call each and then 1 together at the end. So, and then each one of you gets your own private Telegram channel to communicate with me in to help work through some of the obstacles that you're having. So within this 1 month. So that's Extraordinary Couples. You can message me for that one if you're interested in that as well. Now, if you are single and you're a woman who desires to have a man that you can trust in his leadership, that you can trust in how he's showing up for you, and continue to create this beautiful polarized relationship where you get to be in your feminine, you get to be your full authentic expression and relax and surrender into him, but also be this fierce woman where you're not forgetting about your fierceness. Like, you know who you are, like, you know what you stand for, and you will 100% back that shit up. And like, you're not scared of your dark feminine energy, and you want a man who can be embodied in his masculinity and be able to be a provider for you, to have insight for you, to have leadership for where you're taking your life, and all of these things where it's like, wow, this love is so fucking amazing. 344. And it continues to expand me as a woman. It expands me as a woman. And as our love together, Sacred Union, two things for you. One is free, which is my Find the One masterclass, what it takes to have what it takes to have a relationship of a lifetime that is going on right now. We began on Thursday. There's 2 modules and we have 2 more modules to go. So hop on in there. It's going to be sold separately afterwards. So right now it's free. It will be sold for a couple $100 investment. Now, if you want to have deeper support, if you're like, yes, this is what I really desire, I'm in preparation for union, I want to have the love of my life, I want to be in this place where I can be like in my feminine energy, be authentically expressed and embody all parts of my feminine spectrum, and a man who is fully embodied in his masculine energy and is continuing to rise more and more into his masculine core as I continue to descend more and more into my feminine core, then Sacred Union Love is for you. This is my 6-month mentorship container. We go deep. We meet weekly. You have Telegram coaching and support. I cannot tell you how precious that is, how priceless it is. And you get everything all my masterclasses that I have, that are everything that's evergreen, you get to have that as well. And all the classes that I run live, which I run 2 to 3 like programs every 6 months. So you get that for free as well. And as part of the program. So if you're interested in that, message me. And that's all I have to say today. Gonna go off and have our intimacy night with my boo. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.